We have some very special guests in studio today.
Right, I bet you say that to all your guests.
I feel like I'm in
I've
the wrong
seen one
room.
of these.
maybe. But they are the owners of the Cigar Vault and the Landing Hub, the great and powerful Shane Mayer and Jennifer Blakely. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming
How are
on,
you?
guys.
Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, a little bit of a last minute kind of fill in for us here, and you guys jumped in to save the day.
We
So-
really appreciate it.
That's what we do for a living. So this is
Wrong
just par
place,
for the
wrong
course,
time,
baby.
but right place, right time.
Yeah, well, for the people out there that don't know you guys, could you tell us a little bit about yourselves? I know obviously you guys have owned a bunch of businesses, and you've done right here I'm looking at the questionnaire you filled out. You know, you've owned Texaco Express lube oil changes, a horse and carriage business, dry cleaners, a haunted house, commercial cleaning, rental properties, and now the Landing and the Cigar Vault. Like,
I've hated school since the first day of kindergarten. I hugged the tree and wouldn't get on the school bus and went to the principal's office first day of kindergarten.
really?
Okay.
So I went to Merrimack for 2 years just because my father was an airline pilot and I wanted to keep my flying privileges after I turned 18. I had to be in school. So 2 years of Merrimack, and that's my school, and I've been working ever since.
Somehow we have 4 smart kids for 2 people that despise school. I tried to choke down 2 years of Flow Valley. I was going into the Air Force to be an aircraft mechanic, and okay, I can do this. 2 more years. And then I met a boy and never left. And
Not me.
And then quit going to school.
Well, so what was your first venture? Was it the Texaco? Let's kind of
A
start.
landscaping business in I was probably
Wow.
12 or 13 years old. I was painting fences and weed eating and working for a guy that was big in real estate, developed subdivisions. Ron Throckmorton was his name. He owned Throckmorton Sales, and he sold TVs and stereos, and that was his, developed subdivisions and stuff. And I'd spend my summers weed eating and cutting grass. And I've been working in restaurants and since I was 12.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Me? I started working construction with my dad when I was 8.
Okay.
So I would go to school and come home and have dinner and my homework and then work with Dad. Started as the construction cleanup girl. Then I became the drywall mud girl. Then I became the tile girl.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So painter girl.
You're pretty handy.
Mhm.
Yeah. Then by the time I turned 16, I had been working with my dad all that time, making $5 an hour, and I got to get a job for $25 and pay taxes.
No,
Oh man.
So
that sucks.
yeah. And so I've been. I still work at Marshall's. It's my 30th year. They only get me 1 day a week. I
For
love
3
it.
hours.
Yeah, for 3 hours. I call it my brain yoga
Yeah.
because it's just nice to go somewhere and not be the boss.
Sure.
And so, people are like, you need another cashier. I'm like, great, I'll let somebody know. But I love merchandising. It's my favorite thing. I walk in and I look at the stock room, I look at the sales floor, and in 3 hours, I fix all the problems and leave.
And you forget about it.
And then I just go back to what we do.
That's crazy.
Which leads us to the Cigar Vault and the Landing Hub. Where did those two? How'd you guys get into those two things?
Well, it'll start with the Landing Hub. We've had a duplex in Pacific that's been an Airbnb for about 12 years. And I got tired of, it was a flood, and I got tired of the monthly renters that trashed it and, blah, blah, blah. So then we heard of this new thing called Airbnb. So we started to rent it out Airbnb. So we've been doing that, and we still own it for about 12 years.
Each side separately? How do you rent it out?
It was a duplex, and it was just a unit upstairs and a unit downstairs.
And so do you Airbnb each one separately?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
How many beds in bed?
The upstairs can sleep 8. It's a 3-bedroom with 1 bath. The downstairs is just a 2-bedroom with 1 bath. It's a 130-year-old house.
Wow.
That we converted into a duplex.
Okay.
And our lives aren't complicated enough, so we also Airbnb our own house.
Oh, okay.
So,
Really?
yeah, because we travel a lot, and especially with 3 of the kids away at school, it just seems silly to,
Leave it vacant.
yeah, just if we're not there, like, why not open it up and let somebody else stay there? And
Is your primary also in Pacific? Okay.
Yep.
and that's that one was built in 1880.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, nothing like taking care of those houses.
Right?
Yeah.
So then back up, let's see, we've had a Landing Hub for 4 years. So 4 years prior to that, I guess 2018, we started the Found a partner and just started the construction and the development stage with Jeff Day Architectural Firm.
So you guys built it from the ground
We built
up.
it from the ground up.
Oh, wow.
The landing hub or Cigar Vault?
The landing hub.
The landing hub.
Yep.
Okay. And for the people out there that don't know what the landing hub is, tell us about it.
It's a boutique hotel. It's not like anything that you've ever been to before. It's got your standard hotel rooms, queen bed, shower, desk, that type of thing. But it's got large family suites. If you could imagine a 1,000-square-foot apartment with kitchen, bathroom, laundry in it. 2 private queen rooms that can sleep 12 people. We've got rooms that can sleep 7. Got 2 Star Wars sleeping pod rooms.
Cool.
Okay.
We've got a luxury suite with a jacuzzi tub. The most unique thing about the hotel, though, is you can book it privately. So family reunions,
People just book the whole
work
thing?
parties.
Yep.
You could have your entire work party there, and everybody could stay the night, so you don't got to worry about them driving.
So we only book out the individual rooms 6 months in advance because we push to try to book the entire hotel.
Gotcha.
And that's our biggest focus in life right now is trying to find more people to book the entire hotel because people book it for
One
1, 2,
day.
3, 4 days for a family reunion,
Yeah.
a wedding, an event, or birthday
Right.
party or something. And they're like, damn, I should have booked it for more.
Gotcha.
And then
Every-
people that just book a couple of rooms want to stay up and party and have fun like you do at a hotel.
Sure.
And we're like, nope, quiet time, 10 o'clock, shut up, go to bed. So
Mhm.
book the whole thing and then it's
Do whatever you
hand the
want.
And
keys
every
over.
Party.
time we get like a wedding group and they book it for one night, they're like, damn it, we should have booked it for 2 nights. And everybody that books it for 2 nights is like, damn it, we should have booked it for 3 nights.
Mhm.
Yep.
And, but I get it. I mean, somebody's getting married. The last thing they care about is where their guests are sleeping. They care about their shoes and their hair and their makeup and what type of glasses they're going to have, et cetera.
Centerpieces.
Yeah, they
Yep.
care about all that girl stuff. And then I end up with like frantic brides because their brother didn't book a room and we're out in Pacific and he's staying in Sunset Hills because Purina had 2 dog shows going on that weekend and there's this and that going on in Pacific and there's nowhere to stay.
Damn.
So we really try to just book the hotel privately
thing.
and who cares how many people you have? If you want to have 80, if you want to have 30.
And how
Well,
many?
we've had
how many rooms
20
is it?
people rent out the entire thing. We have 15 rooms that we can sleep. Every sleeping every bunk bed, every futon, you can sleep 80 people. But it's ideal for 50 to 60 people. We've had 250 people weddings there. We when you rent out the whole thing, we have a commercial kitchen that you can come in with an executive chef, or you can have grandma make pancakes or chicken or whatever you want to do. But we have people take the entire patio and remove it and bring in tents and put up their own things. We've had dunking booths. We've had carnival rides.
Oh, wow.
I'm the yes man,
Yeah.
give me an idea and I'll help you do it and we'll make it happen.
Dude, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, and what I think is really cool too is in the lobby, you have like an actual kitchen. It's not like your typical continental breakfast types. You actually have your kitchen that you can with the
So
big
we have
fridge.
4 kids,
Yeah.
and our first Airbnb stay, we stayed in Chattanooga, and it was a songwriter for The Voice, and he just started doing Airbnb to pay his electric bill, and then he started to realize it was kind of fun. He liked meeting people. Well, we're sitting at the Flying Squirrel having a beer, and we're checking out this place called the Uncommon Hostel, and if there was a place like this that was family friendly, because with 4 kids, like,
Right.
you either get 2 hotel rooms or,
Mhm.
it's just, and
Right.
then you're trying to feed them all every meal. And so we were like, if there was a place where we could cook their own breakfast and, they just
Yeah, you don't have to
like
eat
a
every
house,
meal.
but
Right.
Yeah.
but they're not in a, with Airbnb, you never know what you're going to get. Like, are you on a questionable street? Where are you parking? Who's the neighbor? It's a hotel, but you have all of the comforts and conveniences of an Airbnb.
Yeah, totally.
That's awesome.
I get a lot of those same questions with my Airbnbs as well.
Yep.
So yeah, the people always want to know about the neighborhood and it's because I do it for like traveling nurses typically.
Awesome.
Like 30-day. I do 30-day minimum stays
Okay.
at ours, and so we get anyone from traveling nurses to I got people staying in one of mine they just signed a 6-month lease for their house burned down, and so insurance is covering for them to stay. I mean, 6 months right now, but I mean, I was to me and my wife were talking. I was like, chances are they're going to be there a lot longer.
Oh,
than
yeah.
that, probably.
And
to
we've
get-
got a
which is
couple of
great for me,
nurses,
but,
Absolutely.
reach out about it, but it's like, well, you could stay, but you're going to have to leave the 27th through the 30th.
Right.
Right.
because
Mm.
It's booked privately.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I'm always like, because I'll get some people that'll want to like book like a year out or something, and I never do it because like I don't know I don't want to mess up the booking before that,
Sure.
and like be have it left vacant for a month or something like that.
So you get us not booking it
Totally.
6 months.
Yep.
It's so many
100%.
people are like, well, what if I need a room next October? I'm like, book it in April.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
You know?
yeah, wait a few months out. You know, it's just I get it. You want to be prepared, but like for us, as you know, Airbnb hosts, it doesn't. You don't want to shoot yourself in the foot.
Yep.
you
Yeah,
know,
I don't
and
want to
then-
tell some wedding group that wanted to book for 3 days that they can't because I have one lady with a dog.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So I
And s-
totally get it.
And for the people that may not know Pacific, it's about what 40 minutes west of St. Louis City.
You can get downtown in 35 minutes.
35 minutes?
It's the next town past
Yeah.
Eureka, right past Six Flags.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's small town. I love being out in Pacific. It's great, small town feel. What else is there? What else is going on out there in Pacific that
The
makes
home
it
of
so
Bigfoot.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're very good friends with Bob and Ann. Bob
We're actually
Chandler.
redoing one of our rooms as a Bigfoot monster truck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
What else? I don't know. True Manufacturing's out there. We've got a lot of manufacturing. We've got a nice big prison, you know. For
Oh, yeah.
those that-
Yeah.
Right,
sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, they can't vote.
You know.
We have the Cigar Vault, a number
Yeah.
one rated cigar bar
Yeah,
in the
let's-
Midwest.
Let's
That's
talk
pretty
about
cool.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So how did the Cigar Vault come about? The solar guy for the landing hub, because we have solar
Mhm.
on it, was like, man, you guys, we should do a cigar bourbon bar. And we're like,
Okay.
as
Okay.
you can tell
Yeah.
from what I've done, I'm not afraid to just try anything.
Yeah.
And so then his wife got pregnant and he couldn't do it. And right out the back door of our house, this building came up for sale. So we bought the building and went to town and started figuring out what we're going to do. Bought the building in April, went to our first cigar conference in July.
Opened
both
October
like-
1st.
Yeah, we like cigars and bourbon.
Yeah, I was
so
gonna say. So how did you guys just love cigars and bourbon? Is that like kind of?
I love going to a cigar bar. Just like when we go to a new town, that's usually one of our first stops because you go to a restaurant or a bar, the waitresses, the bartenders, they're rushing you in and out.
Mhm.
You know, a cigar bar that
You're hanging out.
it's only going to smoke so fast.
Right.
So people will sit there and they'll talk to you, tell you where you want to go in town, what you want to do. And I think our place has just kind of become this like little nest.
staple
And
for the
yeah,
community.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just the place where, what do you want to do tonight? I don't know.
Let's meet at the
I
vault.
mean, we opened up with 6 beers, 4 bourbons, and a dozen cigars.
Okay.
And now we've got 100 and something bourbons, always have about 50 beers, rotate a few out. Cocktails, handcrafted cocktails. We've got some phenomenal employees. Our employees are what makes it. I mean, they're awesome.
That's
And
great.
they're not
really.
professional bartenders.
Yeah, we don't have a professional bartender. Everybody's just figuring it out. And, you got to look on your phone because someone wants something. We don't have any sour mix. Well, we have lemons and we have, sugar and,
Yeah.
get
We've
it
got
grinding and
We've
squeezing.
got 2 elementary school teachers that are bartenders. And I was like, why do you want to work here? Well, I mean, I figure it's kind of the same job. And I'm like, yeah, actually it is. And,
Just more smoke.
Yeah. We just, it's just a blend of we got a BMW motorcycle mechanic. We've got, Bill that's retired. We've got
70-year-old union welder guy. He's our first bartender. He has 6 Harley Davidsons, and
Oh, that's awesome.
there's not an hour that goes by the day that he's awake and doesn't have a cigar in his mouth. So you
Right.
couldn't have a better
Right.
a better job for him.
Yeah.
Sure. He just needs to have a cigar the whole time.
Yeah.
And then we got Craig that he's got his daytime job. And so the coming to work is just kind of like his social hour.
And we carry a lot of boutique blend cigars. We carry Perdomo and Fuente and the staples. But we really try to stay away from them because there's so many more out there. Going to the PCA, the Premium Cigar Association conference for the first time in Las Vegas, and you're
Head is
looking
spinning.
as far as you can see in a convention, and everyone is smoking a cigar. It's like there's hundreds of vendors, and that's not even everybody out there that makes cigars, and you're getting samples, and I think we smoke 12 cigars a day for 5 days straight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you're like,
And the cool thing is, if you don't like it, don't waste your time. Put it down and grab another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how you find, good
you like.
cigars.
Find what you like.
well, and then that's also like some of the people that we've met there have just been incredible. And somebody's got a shop in this state and you meet them there. And next thing you know, you're just going to check out somebody else's shop.
See what they got going on.
Yep.
See how you can bring that back to your place if it's something you like or
Absolutely.
whatever.
Yep.
Really cool.
Well, before we hopped on here, you guys mentioned something pretty big happening with the cigar vault. You guys want to tell us what's going on there?
Yeah, I'll lead up to it. So we went to we've applied for the to be the #1 cigar bar in the Midwest, the last couple of years. We won last year.
That's
Afterwards,
awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
And it's all because of our staff. We show up and talk to people. That's what we do for a living, pretty much at that job. After we won, we went to Luciano, which has become a friend of ours, his house for the after party. Got to hang out with Ron Howard, a bunch of other celebrities,
Ron
people, Harper, Ron.
He kept
Whatever.
calling himself Ron Howard. So.
Ron Jeremy. But we got to hang out with them and
just be treated like family.
Yeah, that was the second time we really got to hang out with him, and he just totally treated us like family. Well, last time he was at our lounge, the first time a year or so ago, we really connected. He stayed at the landing hub for a few days, and fast forward.
Oh, that's my turn. So one of the things, he pulled me aside when he first got to the bar that night, and he was like, "Hey, I noticed the kind of the human trafficking stuff on the back of the door at the hotel.
To watch out for kind of thing."
And
right?
he was like, do you follow this stuff? And I said, well, yeah. I said, I really try to stay up and up on it, because being a Airbnb host, there's so many things that people don't realize about what's going on and things to look for. I was like, so I really want my staff, and I said, every hotel inquiry, I know who's staying there. I know why they're coming in. I meet them, I see them. And his wife works internationally in that industry, and she's been combating human trafficking, and she's currently working with Uber to train all of the Uber drivers so they know what to look for and how to handle that situation when it occurs.
Yeah, they're going to train 2 million Uber drivers in South America.
Wow.
About the signs and the things to look for and stuff. So when we say she's into it,
That's, yeah.
And so Luciano was just, the last time he was here, he's like, well, next time you're around, I want you to meet my wife. He's like, she's very passionate about it. And I think that she would really appreciate that here's somebody in the Midwest that, like, I don't even know what the impact of human trafficking really is in the Midwest from where they're at. And he goes, but to know that there's somebody out there that's really pushing to educate, stay on top of this. So he comes to the bar last night, and I asked him, like, is this like visit, or are we, hanging out? Like, a little bit of both, and business. Okay. So we had really kind of been talking to him about expanding our Luciano brand within the bar, and
Now, Luciano's a brand of cigars.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
and
Yeah.
working
Little late
together
for
that's all right.
to really kind of like, they want to help build us up, and we help push that brand. That's what we thought we were. And then he just forwards me over an email, and he's gone as far as the marketing, the promotion, the business, and wants us to partner with him in creating a cigar called Unchained, and it's a cigar vault branded cigar.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
And the proceeds, 50% of the proceeds go towards getting people safe and helping them start their lives once they're out. And then the other half goes back into making more cigars to keep getting the awareness out there.
So it's a 100%.
That's incredible.
It's not a portion of the sales kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just the cigar world, as you can see, you don't see a lot of advertising. They definitely don't get awareness type stuff. Like, there's not a breast cancer cigar. There's that, like all the other stuff that you see out there, all the other brands that get wrapped up into, not to say activism, but you know where I'm going
For lack
with
of
it.
a better word.
Yeah,
Right,
but so to take, and cigars are something that are there for pleasure. So a lot of people try to steer away. So I was really impressed that he really wants to make that impact with that cigar. And for us to be a part of it is just
That's incredible.
Incredible.
So cool. Yeah. I mean, that's awesome.
See, you're getting emotional over here. What does that mean to you? What is that? What does all this come into fruition and all these things? What does it mean?
All of our hard work and relationship building pays off.
Yeah. That's incredible,
Beautiful, man. Love it.
Good for you guys.
So cool. I mean, and then you guys just kind of started this on a whim, and like, look what it's grown into. You know, it's amazing.
And one of these days, we're going to make money on it.
Yeah. One of these days, we are going to make money. But to know that
if you'd have seen my credit card bill from the last cigar show, oh my gosh, she's like, oh, we need this. Oh, we need this. Oh, we need this.
But
Oh, it's such a great deal. I'm like, oh, that's great. And then at the end of the weekend, I look at my credit card bill and I'm like,
look at the
okay,
interest.
we can't pay this off, so it's not a good deal anymore.
but to see that something that we've created
and that you're passionate about
can change people's lives, and to know that we're not just selling cigars, we're not just pouring beers. I mean, this is something that we've done that's impacted somebody that now wants to do something to help change the world.
I mean, we connect people for a living. You know, when we're at the bar, Robert Hahn was telling me about his tooth, and he's pissed off at his dentist because he's got a problem or whatever. And Robert Hahn's a member here at AU.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you need to call Carl. And he's like, who's Carl? He's like, I already got an appointment with my other dentist. I was like, call Carl right now. This is like 6 o'clock at night. He goes, he's not going to answer my phone at 6 o'clock at night. I go, bro, I just looked at the camera. He's at my bar looking at his phone. He'll answer the call. He called him. He got him in the next day. And it's like, Robert's got a new dentist, and Carl,
That's tooth fixed.
became
Carl's the dentist
incredible.
for probably half the people that go to the
Right.
bar.
He became an incredible friend. I mean, we traveled with him. There's a guy that does hats and stuff at our bar. He comes in and he needs something, so we connect him with somebody else. We've had just so many deals happen, and we just put people together. It's so awesome, just to be able to do that.
I mean, it's kind of what this place is
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
You know, I mean,
exactly.
it's like another version. I mean,
because you guys are original members up here, correct?
Yep. Yeah. We're investors, and when Scott came to me and said, hey, I got this idea, I was like, he wanted my entrepreneurial 2 cents.
Right.
I don't want to even say expertise because I'm just, an entrepreneur. And I was like, well, bro, how much? Okay, I want to be involved. He's like, well, you really want to invest? I was like, well, I own a commercial cleaning company. We can clean the place. You want to put a cigar lounge in there? I can provide the cigars, and I need help booking events and things at my landing hub or hotel.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's a no-brainer, and it will single-handedly be the best investment we've ever made with people and time, because you can't put a monetary value on that.
I mean,
the people up here are incredible.
And they are. And, we went to Honduras last year.
Yeah, we brought Ted and Shanna and Mike Gracie
and I
a
was
couple other
just
people.
telling them outside. I'm like, the first time I met Shanna, I was like, done with this girl after like 3 minutes. And because I got here after a very long car ride, and she had had a very long happy hour. And I was not happy yet. And I walked in the door and I got like a very sideways comment, and I was like, I'm going to need a few minutes to process you. And now it's like, I couldn't imagine.
Now we're going to Ireland with them in October.
Yeah. And Ted was at the bar last night, but it's like, Robert is just one of these people. If I called Robert or Corey or, anybody, and my car's broke down, I'm here.
Yeah, they'd be there.
They'd be there. Yeah. It's just been an amazing adventure. It is an adventure.
Yeah.
But just meeting and how much everybody here wants to help you grow your business.
Totally.
When you've been here since the beginning, how have you seen it change?
Like anything, the more people you get, the more
It gets
change
diluted.
you're going to have.
Yeah.
You're going to have, you got to weed people out of your life. I
Right.
mean, we weed people out of our lives all the time. We had a partnership at the landing hub, and it, went south, and we had to rework a bunch of things. But, we've had friends that we've been friends with since elementary school that we reconnected, and then we became really good friends. And then a couple of them went sideways, and it's like, okay, we remove drama from our lives and bad, negative people. And, sometimes people, I wouldn't say who. I had somebody look at me one time and say, Shane, why do you always look like you just pulled a cat's tail? And I was like, I thought about it. I just bit my tongue, and I'm like, okay, you're now removed from my life because you're not happy.
And we've always had this thing with employees. If we're talking about them, they got to go. Like if we're talking about them, they have to leave. And it's kind of the same thing with the people that are in your life. We come here. We're out of Pacific. And I will say, perfect example. I think I even said this when we were dealing with the whole Fenton thing. I decided to run for alderman, and all of my friends in town are like, what the hell are you doing? Do you just want one more thing to do? Like, why would you do this to yourself? Blah, blah, blah. I said it here. And every single person here was like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. What can I do to support you?
Yeah.
And it's just, those are the people that you want in your life. You want those people that, like, I'm tired. I don't feel like doing anything today. Hey, you want to go to the ball game? Like, okay. You know, then those are the people that drive and push. And that's the difference between, you know, being an entrepreneur and being an employee.
Yeah,
Right.
I totally relate to that. I was having I ran out of gas this past weekend. Second time it's ever happened to me. But so it's pretty embarrassing. But I was me and we had just went to a concert, and we were on our way down 270, and all of a sudden I drive around a lot for my business with real estate and stuff. So I just tend to, the gas light's on. I'll go pull.
I
up
got it a little farther.
Yeah, exactly.
I just put the most gas I've ever put in my Suburban this morning.
I'll be
so-
all right.
Proud of yourself.
You know, so and then I'm on our way back from the concert. It's like 11:30 at night, and all of a sudden I'm on 270, and my truck's like, I'm like, oh no, and we're like a mile away from the exit, and so I pulled over. But anyway, I got stuck on the side of the highway waiting for my father-in-law came and brought us gas, and but sat there and got to talk to my brother for about an hour. But we were having a very similar conversation to this about kind of like, you know, kind of removing some people in your life that are, you know, not pushing you to where you want to go. And it was exactly what you're talking about right here. And I mean, I think he was having a hard time kind of realizing that because, you know, they're friends of both of ours. And I was like, yeah, I just feel like I'm not as close with them. I don't really talk to them so much anymore. And it's, and he seemed like, I'm like, it's just, I'm in a completely different place in my life now. You know, I've got 2 kids, I've got, you know, a business to run. I've got, you know, all these other things that I do. And it's like, they weren't helping me do that or like not driving me to do those things. It felt like I was kind of being pulled back. And sometimes you just need to let those people go. And
if you wouldn't have ran out of gas, you wouldn't have had that conversation. So
exactly. That's exactly what I told them. I was like, hey man, I'm kind of glad I ran out of gas because I got to sit on the side of 270 and talk to you for an hour, you know, that we haven't gotten to do that in a long time. So, 100%. You know, with how busy everything is, it's like, how often do I have just an hour to kill?
See, if you were at the cigar vault with your brother, you could sit and talk for an hour.
You know what?
And you wouldn't have to be on the side of the highway.
I'll need to do that because I'm much more comfortable instead of cars whizzing by at 70 miles an hour.
I'll tell you what, since I joined this place, I think I told you guys this last weekend when we were at the Legion tournament, but my cigar smoking has gone through the roof since I joined up here. You know, I used to enjoy maybe 1 or 2 a month, and now I'm like, if I don't have at least 1 or 2 a week, I'm in trouble. Anytime I don't have my kids, I have my night the same way. I just go sit out on my balcony and just smoke a cigar and drink a bourbon and relax.
It's a good forced relaxation.
Yeah,
because you know, like
you can't do anything.
Somebody out there just asked, like, you know, how do you get people into smoking cigars? I'm like, you don't. I mean, it's not like you're kidnapping them.
Right.
I mean, you're not getting them.
Yeah.
It's a choice, you know, like whenever you drive past a fast food place, you see somebody on their break trying to scarf down 5 cigarettes on their 15-minute break. A cigar is not that.
No.
A cigar is just
chill. Put some music on, relax, and just keep my phone away. It's kind of like being in here, you know, we turn our phones off, we keep them silenced, and kind of gives you just that mental break from things. That's great. So I got to continue to wash my sheets every night because I smell like a cigar before going to bed. But hey, you know, that's all right.
Well, then when you get up to at least 1 a day, then you don't smell anymore. Something
I will
to look forward
say,
to.
like every once in a while, I'll like be at the bar one night, and you can definitely tell when you've got, you know, a lot of smokers. We can keep the doors open the majority of the time, which is great. But yeah, when it gets too hot or too cold and you've got them, I'm just like, oh yeah. I don't even want to just want to put a hat on and go to bed.
So, well, working how long have you guys been working together as partners in business?
8 or 10 years.
Oh,
maybe a couple more.
Yeah, probably 10.
Well, and it's the reason
every day.
Well, how does working side by side in business change your understanding of partnership, both business and in relationship wise?
I think we're a different breed than most because we work, we go on vacation. Like everybody's always like, oh, it must be so nice. You guys are going here, going there. No, we're checking out cigar bars. We're checking out, you know, boutique hotels. We're in Switzerland and I'm answering people that are having trouble with their door code at the hotel. I mean, we don't turn it off. And even when we're out of town, and I think it takes a special person. We've both been married before. And I don't want that person that is, hi, honey, how was your day? Like, I know what our day consisted of, and there's nobody else I want to spend my day with. I mean, it doesn't matter. We're fixing broken pipes or painting, whatever. Work is work, but we work so much that if we didn't work together, we probably wouldn't see each other.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
I mean, work isn't work. Work's fun. I mean, some people, oh God, I can't wait for the weekend. And we're like, oh fuck, I can't wait till Monday because
Yeah.
we work every weekend.
Weekends are, yeah.
But you know, that's
But we're never going to be those type that, like, I'm not waiting for 65 so I can retire and sit on my porch and do whatever all day.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm the
Yeah,
same way.
I mean, I think
my mom's 78 and she's out of the country 10 times a year, I think. I mean, she is just a machine, always going.
Yeah.
So that's
well, and
me,
he
my
mentioned
blood.
earlier about Ron Throckmorton. I didn't meet him so much later on in life, but he loved the idea of the hotel. And he wanted us to get through the architecture and get through all of this stuff. And he wanted to invest. He wanted to be involved. He just thought it was such a cool idea. And he died before we got it ground broken. And we actually were able to have his daughter at the groundbreaking. And, it's just one of those things that you look at the people that have gotten you and inspired you through life. And he's one of those people that inspired Shane, obviously, at a very young age. And so he kind of modeled a lot of what he'd done after this hardworking person. And, you look at the things that you've accomplished and you might look at your day like, I don't have any wins today, but really step back. We've had a lot of wins. Yeah. No paychecks, but wins.
Yeah.
Right. Eventually.
Well, eventually those wins turn into
Exactly.
paychecks.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
Yep.
well, as parents, how many kids combined?
4.
4. And you guys were mentioning having them off, going to college and all that. Do you guys push the entrepreneur lifestyle, or are you, or not even lifestyle, but pushing entrepreneurship onto them, or like encouraging them to do stuff like that?
They're all their own.
People.
Yeah.
Mine are Mason and Mallory. Mason's 21 at Ole Miss, and Mallory is 20 at.
Okay.
He was playing lacrosse, football, 4 years varsity at Eureka High School, just an all-star, incredible athlete. Went to Ole Miss, and he's like, I want to play lacrosse at Ole Miss. I was like, that's a club sport. Yeah. I was like, that means we're paying for you to play now. Whatever. And then he came to me after 2 years, 2 seasons. He's like, I'm out. And I was like, what? You are not allowed to quit sports because that's how your mom and I raised you. He did triathlons. He got his black belt in Taekwondo at the age of 7. He's done every sport and he's proceeded with them. And he's like, our coaches, our students, they didn't have a paid coach. So the seniors were the coaches. And then he's like, I'm going to get into a fight and it's just not going to be good, because the coaches were not hardworking. They weren't have discipline. They didn't have the goals and the organization that he's used to with a real coach. And he was like, I quit. Like, okay, whatever. He went to be criminal justice, and then he traded and decided he's going to do accounting, and then he's like, I don't want to do that. So finance, and now he's back to criminal justice.
Wait, he's going to put out fires.
His mom was a big school. Going to school wasn't an option. They had to go to school. She was the youngest of 14, and she was the only one that got a college degree, I think. So I was like, whatever, Had he come to me instead of going to Ole Miss or asking me what he should do in college, I would have guided him differently. But they're kids,
Yeah.
And my daughter's integrated marketing and communications, also at Ole Miss. She just spent 5 weeks in Spain, just studying abroad. Cool. She's like, man, this studying abroad thing, the hardest part about studying abroad is the study part. And I was like, well,
go figure.
But she's also the only kid during COVID that sat at the kitchen table for her 7-hour school day. Like, she took her lunch on time.
Wow.
I mean, I'm surprised she didn't raise her hand and ask if she could go to the bathroom. But she was like, all the other kids are like cramming, I'm done. I'm like, it's 9. They're like, yeah, there wasn't that much. And she pens and pencils and folders and like went to school every day. So her self-discipline is incredible.
I mean, there's no kid virtually at the age of 10 or 20 or 25. I'm 50. I don't know what I want to do. You know, so there's no one that, so me telling him, you know, I just be a parent and do the best I can and go to every game and, you know, say, hey, I'm here for you. What are you going to do?
Yeah, man. I mean, the whole college, you know, just deciding what you want to be for the rest of your life at 18 is
That's,
And
we're
then
going
having-
through that right now.
you know,
with
it's like
our
that's a
son.
crazy thing.
Yeah, because Maddie's 21. She's at Mizzou, and she's pretty much stayed on her track the whole time. And it's ironic because we are a sports watching family. My son, he snowboards and skateboards. And my daughter, if you threw a ball, you'd probably hit her because she can't catch it. And so it's
100% opposite of my kids.
Exactly.
Everything is a competition.
And like Maddie and I are throwing a Frisbee. Mason's like, who's winning? She's like, it's Frisbee. There's no winning. Well, that's stupid. Why would you do it? You know? So that's just like, we're the least competitive and they're the most competitive. And so she's, you know, pretty much stayed on track. She did her psychology degree. Luckily, she finally took a little bit of insight from mom and was like, you know what? You're right. I'm going to be miserable at this. And she's like, I really like working with special needs kids. She's fantastic with autistic kids. And she's like, I'm going to keep going, finish my psychology degree, but then go back and get this degree so I can keep doing this. And my son, he's 17. We're in high school, and he is me. He is not made for, Maddie's paying for her own school. I'm like, you want to be in a sorority? You want to have 6 majors? Go for it. You're paying for it. And my son is not made for school. He gets good grades. He goes, but he is not like just loving to go do the college lifestyle. So he's doing the Lewis and Clark program. He's going to do auto maintenance. That way he's like at least learning something. But I'm like, you don't have to know what you want to do for the rest of your life right now. Like if you're going to go to a trade school, learn something valuable. If anything, take a couple of online classes. I said, look at how many electricians or plumbers or people that start their own businesses that never went to business class, that don't really understand.
A skill set you have for the rest of your life.
The taxes and, you know, all the different permits and the little things that people, you might be great at your profession, but are you great at, you know, actually the business of the profession?
Business aspect too. I mean, you need to know it all. You can't just have the skill, especially if you're going to go into the business by yourself or for yourself. Man, it's crazy to me to have to decide what you want to do for the rest of your life at 18, or like you like think that you do. You know, but like I've got a college degree and I'm yet to use it. You know, it's like after college I went into the restaurant industry with a friend of mine. We opened up in a restaurant, did that for a few years. Didn't end up working out. Then I went back to working in other restaurants, and then I got my real estate license. So like I got this college degree and I got made some friends there. You know, I've sold a couple houses to some friends, but like other than that, like college degree thing hasn't exactly paid off me.
But going and be involved in restaurants, I mean, you've got an incredible work ethic because there's no harder business. People that say, oh, restaurant, it's like, no, I've been involved in the restaurant business and worked in them, and it's
a hard job.
Oh, it's very difficult.
Yeah, we just the episode before we had the owner of Westchester, head chef there. He was on, and we were talking about that. I mean, all I know, I worked for a catering company in high school, but the biggest for me is watching the show The Bear. You know,
I keep wanting to watch that. We just don't watch TV. We don't watch TV.
Do you have enough time?
Tied down to watch TV.
Right?
Nope. When my head hits the pillow, I'm out.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, and you know, we've encouraged our kids, you know, get a job at a restaurant. My daughter finally she works at a restaurant, and it's so funny listening to the things that she complains about. And I'm like, that's why you have to have a job at a restaurant. So you understand these things.
100% mandate for both my kids. Now my daughter just got a job today, as a matter of fact, as a waitress down at Ole Miss at a restaurant, and my son's a bartender down there.
Yeah, I think I might do similar things for my kids because I learned so many valuable lessons working in a restaurant. It just gives you that skill to be able to go up and have a conversation with a perfect stranger. You know, that I don't think that you get in a lot of other jobs. You know, and you gotta make people kind of like you if you want to do well, especially if you're waiting tables, bartending. Like, you know, you kind of get paid on basically that person liking you. you know, and that's how you get
Yeah,
those
it's
tips.
not like
And
Target where somebody's
No.
going to buy the toilet paper whether you're a good cashier or
Yeah,
not.
they don't have to-
Restaurant.
Right.
they don't have to tip you.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
they don't have to.
Even though it says it on the thing or not.
Yeah, whether it says it on the iPad or whatever, you know, but you know, it's it's I think it's you learn so many valuable lessons working. I mean, I learned so much working in restaurants.
And you work with such a variety of people.
Oh yeah,
Either
for
working
sure.
with people or your customers could be, you know,
Yeah, it's
you never know.
every
range
walk
from
of life.
it could range from the the laborers to the
most
some-
successful
most
attorneys,
successful-
CPAs, whatever. Yep.
Exactly. Like you could be dealing with one and then immediately dealing with someone else, and you get to see this variety of people and like you said, all the people working in the kitchen, and whether you work in the kitchen. I mean, every aspect of it, you're going to learn something.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that's a great thing. Maybe my kids are going to have to work in restaurants too.
Yep.
Just make me want to go work in a restaurant right now.
I mean, I miss it. Like I was telling, I
Is it
was
fast
saying it,
pace?
I was saying it in our, the episode before this, but I worked in restaurants for 10 years. Like I miss the hustle and bustle of it, like
Sure.
the craziness of like, the Friday night rush and, like I miss that. Like
I don't miss the drama.
I don't miss the drama. I romanticize about it now, but like at the time I didn't love it. But now I'm like, oh man, like that was kind of fun. All the craziness, the
And
crazy
the time goes by so fast. I worked at Malmaison, which is in St. Albans. I worked at Seventh Inn, which was in Baldwin. It was a 5-star restaurant. And then I worked at Annie Gunn's right after the flood when they rebuilt. I was the first salad boy at Annie Gunn's. But the Lou Roque, the head chef there at the time, I think he's still there. And, he taught me how to be efficient.
Yeah.
He'd hand me 4 buckets of pickles and be like, cut these. And I was like, okay. He's like, no, you'll be here for 4 hours. We need these done in 20 minutes, how to be efficient. It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you learn so many little valuable lessons. Like I still, cut a bell pepper the same way that I learned how in that kitchen, like all the little stuff like that I have all these like, I cut an onion the same way that Matt taught me, like it was like all these things that I've learned in restaurants that I still use to this day. You learn so many great valuable lessons from it. So I think it's
I
a
never
great
thought
thing.
about it like that, but I was always like the hostess. And, like what I took out of restaurants is something that I'm using at like you've got somebody that's mad because they've got to wait forever. I do the Sunday brunch. I used to work at Casa Gallardo on the Rock Road.
Oh, yeah.
And all of the things that it's like, okay, hey, it's not that big of a deal. Like, yes, I understand that you need a couple more towels in your room. Nobody's dead. I'll bring you some towels. Like, I feel though that some of those skills that I learned as
Totally.
being that teenager working in the restaurant and kind of trying to, it's not that bad.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Your
The
table will be ready in
busboy's
10
busboy's
minutes.
cleaning your table right now. We'll
Yeah.
be,
Yeah.
like
Well, it's just amazing how people make the biggest deals out of the littlest
Yeah.
things. Being able to control that. I mean, especially learning at a young age. I mean, when you guys are in you said you were 16 when you were doing that. Like that's a
Oh yeah,
that's
I started 16 and 17.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's a huge skill to learn at that age. I mean talk about this a lot on the show is like the stuff that they don't teach you in school that they
Yep.
should be teaching you, and it's stuff like that, and accounting and finance and
credit scores.
and
Well, and
things.
then you look at all these kids and why they're
Oh,
all
man.
on, no offense, Maddie, because she's on Prozac, but why they're all on Prozac and why they're all doing all of these things. And it's because you didn't let them just be stressed.
Yeah.
Like you have to learn these things. You cushion their fall all the time. You can't make things easy for them. You can't talk to their coaches for them.
Well-
You can't get involved with their teachers and the other parents to try to make things better for them. Just figure shit out.
All right. So
Yes.
tell them about your idea of a podcast with Corey,
Oh my gosh, yes. So I had Corey was at the hotel last week, and most of our employees at the hotel are teenagers. It works out great. They can work from 10 to 2, 10 to 3. They don't have to close. They don't got to work fast food. They just come in, clean, put things away, and go home. So it's a very attractive job for a teenager. So I have Alana. She works there, and she plays for, I think, 5 or something different select volleyball teams. She's very talented. She's a senior. And all of a sudden it just hit me. And I'm like, Corey, what about a podcast with athletes? And I said, not professional ones, like younger kids. And I said, because I watch and listen to, her and Lily, and now we've got Abby talk about, my coach is mad because I can't do this. And last year somebody was mad because they couldn't go to, they were going to prom instead of a tournament. And it's like, what? Come on, how many proms do you get? But there's a lot of stresses that these kids have, and how many of them the parents put on them, how many of them their friends put on them, how many, their
So
teachers.
they have no outlet. They don't have a
no
place to
outlet.
go, talk to random, just the air,
Yeah.
to work these problems
And
out.
I was like, it would probably be so beneficial before a coach dares to tell a 17-year-old girl that she should skip her prom for a game.
Yeah. And they find out it
Why,
might be on a
why don't you
podcast.
listen
Yeah.
to this podcast and see the stress that you're putting on this kid?
Mhm.
And then for parents, I mean, there's,
The kids would open up.
yeah, I
lot.
feel like kids would open up to somebody else and just be able to say, like, yeah, it's, I get really sad because all my friends went to the lake this weekend and I had to go to Denver for a tournament. There's just a lot of things that are going on in their heads. And I've watched, especially with Shane's kids, because they did always play sports. Like Mason missed spring break every year.
4 years
Yeah,
because of
I've never
lacrosse
had it.
camp.
Never
We
had spring
couldn't
break.
take summer vacations because he had to do football. So these kids have a lot of stress, and it's all pre-programmed for them. And maybe that's, not what they want to do.
Yeah.
Maybe they're, and it might just be good sometimes for parents and coaches and other adults, especially people with young kids, to hear their side of what goes on in their life, because maybe it would make them react just a little different. Like, hey, that's all right. You don't need to go to this tournament. Let's go pick out prom shoes.
Yeah, no, I think it's a great idea for a podcast, just especially, and I'm like thinking over here, like you're gonna always have a plethora of guests too.
Yeah.
Like that's there's always high school kids coming up in sports.
Well, and
it's like,
Mason has
Yeah.
just always been such a workhorse, and he would have summer vacation. He's getting up at 5 a.m. and going for runs and hitting the gym and this and that, and everybody else is not even out of bed yet. So for him, he's played sports his whole life. And for him to just say, nope, not for me anymore. That's a lot. And
Yeah.
I watched how much stress his coaches put on him and missing out on things, trying to get homework done.
I mean, the flip side, it did instill some good habits. I called him yesterday at 2 and he's at the gym. How many college kids at Ole Miss are in the gym at 2 in the afternoon when
Right.
school hadn't started, and he's getting ready to go to work at the bar. And,
Yeah.
so
But I
he's
think
disciplined.
Yeah,
I
I'd
think
love to
there's-
have like Mason on as like
Yeah.
the first athlete to be able to talk about you looking back in like retrospect.
Right.
Like, man, I wish I would have known this stuff back then.
Yeah. And I mean, because I coach a high-level high school baseball team. I mean, our season's 8 weeks long in the summer. And so, and these kids that we talk to, I tell them, I said, listen, like, you're playing on this team because you want to say you want to go play college baseball. You want to play past high school baseball. And so those are conversations that I have. I know that I coach a little bit different than most, but I mean, I'm also, my job as their coach is to get the best out of them on the field and trying not to put any added pressure on them at the same time. But at this, if that's the case and these kids are, and that is their goal to play at the next level, then I do expect them, like, hey, during those 8 weeks,
Sure,
you got to be there. I get that. Hey, it's the summer. You want to go on summer vacation and all that. But I mean,
when you're at that level, you
Right,
have to
exactly.
instill that
but
in
if
their
it's
head. Absolutely.
but I was just watching something about like the Little League Baseball World Series. Like that shit's insane.
Yeah.
No, there was a like just happened. This kid got kicked out of a game for hitting a home run and throwing his bat.
I saw that.
And the parents did a temporary restraining order, went to the courts and got a temporary restraining order against against them, so their son could continue to keep playing in this tournament because they didn't feel like he was.
Oh my!
That was stupid.
It was so
That
stupid.
was so
I'm like,
stupid.
my kids aren't allowed to bat flip. They're not allowed to pimp anything. They're not allowed to go to second base and do all the weird,
Right.
crazy shit. Like, play the game.
Well,
Like-
and if you love the sport,
And it was just
that's what you
it was
want to
even
do.
it was so blown out of proportion.
I mean, yeah, I mean, and so there's just so much like youth sports, like they were talking about it. It's become a $40 million or $40 billion industry, and they're like the total, like just little.
Shane's like, yeah, my bank account reflects that.
Yeah, the Little League World Series it used to be just this thing that kids from their neighborhood. Now you got kids flying all over across the country and all that. But yeah, I mean, I have a rule like on my team. I will not talk to parents about anything baseball specific on our team. If kids have a problem or have something they want to talk about, their job is to come and talk to me.
100%.
I was like, you're almost adults now. Some
Absolutely.
of them
That's
are.
the way it should be. Yeah.
Yep.
Some of them are 17, some of them are 18, but it's your responsibility. If you don't like something, to come and talk to me. If you're not happy with the amount of playing time, I will be completely honest with them and tell them like, hey, this is why. And a lot of it isn't even skill. It's attitude
100%.
and work ethic. I have this kid that really like this kid, but a terrible mental attitude. And he'd come in and he was pitching a great game, and he gave up like one or two runs in an inning. He came in and he threw his glove and it went in the trash can. I said, you can leave it there because you're done. Like, I'm just like, that's the kind of shit, like, that's not going to fly in the real world.
Yep.
Whether you play baseball or not, my job as a coach is to make you a better person. We're using baseball as that outlet to do so. And but I get what you're saying. Like, I never had a spring break. High school baseball was always during spring break, and our coach made it mandatory that we couldn't go on spring break or we wouldn't
Mason
play.
would have much rather gotten up early and played football than
Right.
be
Same.
laying on the beach.
Same. That's the thing. Like, if it all depends on each individual kid, and if that's what they're wanting to do, then odds are they're probably not they're not going to be playing on my team anyway. That's not what their goals are. But I don't if that's not the goals and the team that they're playing on, like, I don't think that pressure should be put on them to make that decision. Especially and I am kind of glad that my baseball season falls after all of that, because I really don't have to deal. The most that I have to deal with is like, hey, we're going on vacation, or hey, we got a wedding. And I was like, well, I mean, you guys, and I'm like, with some of, like, I'm just like, yeah, you've your parents, this wedding you can't miss. I get that, go. But I tell the parents, because everything starts. It's like my team for next year. We're having our first meeting at the end of this month.
Wow.
So it's like, hey, if you guys are wanting to go on vacation, just know, like, hey, we've got 8 weeks here that we're playing.
Plan your vacations
Plan accordingly.
Sure.
So, but no, I get it. There's an immense amount of pressure put on these kids these days, way more than what I felt was there when I was playing.
Because when we grew up, you were playing to have fun.
Yeah. Well, now they're playing for scholarships, and
they're playing to pay off these facilities that cost so much fucking money.
Well, and that's the thing too, is like, I mean, especially on the baseball side, there's so many organizations now.
Yeah.
I mean, when I played, there was one. You had Legion Ball and you had Slava Ball, and then you had one organization that you had to be invited to even try out for. So, now it's like, it's just a money grab.
Yep.
And
and there's parents that are literally moving.
Oh yeah.
So their kid could
be on a different team.
team.
Absolutely.
I mean,
and people just realize that parents are willing to pay whatever it takes for their kids to play. And that's the problem, is a lot of these parents are fucking delusional.
Yep.
They have no idea. Like, I think that was the greatest thing. And then people always ask me, like, what did your parents do to help you succeed? I'm like, they afforded me the opportunity to play. They knew jack shit about baseball. They knew what my goals were. And the only thing they would ask me if they saw me getting lazy, like, hey, is that still your goal? And it was on me to answer that question and get the work in if I was being lazy. That was it. And so these parents are just pushing. Oh, my kid's got to go to this camp. I'm like, I didn't go to any camps. If your kid's good, they're going to find him.
So, I'm a downhill ski racing coach. At least I was until this year. I'm not going back. But for Hidden Valley out here.
Yeah.
And I've been on and involved in the team for since its inception, 25, 30 years. I raced in high school. And some of these parents, I've seen them move their kids out to Colorado at 10, 11, 12 years old. One of them, a very good friend of mine, she's skiing for Alaska right now. She's a senior. She was on the U.S. Olympic C team. So that's the developmental team for 1 or 2 seasons. But it's her drive. Her parents have given her the tools and said, if this is what you want to,
And when
but some of these
she's
parents,
home,
it's
they
just,
put her to work. Too.
Some of these parents, it's insane. They're spending thousands of dollars on
Yeah.
equipment because they're going to the Olympics. They're the best kid ever. It's like, oh, you're.
Yeah. Oh, my kid's going to be a professional baseball player. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Only Reed has that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reed does have a pretty whip ass story.
Have you heard his story about Reed Lowe?
He had a teacher that told him he was never.
Oh yeah, we had him on.
Love that story.
That's such an awesome story.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
He's such a good guy.
Yeah, we had him on a couple months ago.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Great episode.
And just talk about just another awesome person that's up here.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it's great.
Well, and that's what's been fun is watching all of our kids, where because they've been together like since they were little. But they kind of, all went and did their own thing. And then now when they are all back together, it's kind of just fun to watch them interact.
Yeah, because half of them can drink.
Yeah. Well,
It does make the
Legally.
Legally.
but it's just fun to watch how all the decisions that, we've made, and, obviously Shane and his ex-wife, me and my ex-husband, and how the kids that were always first, and how well adjusted, and just, they're all going to be successful. They're all going to be happy because we've just instilled in them that, good values.
Yeah.
My son was asked in kindergarten, what do you want to be when you grow up? And he goes, all I know is my mom says I can't be an asshole. Because that's what I hey, if you grow up and you be an asshole, that means I failed. I'm not failing at stuff.
Right.
And so, yeah.
We're on that topic. Today was my son's first day at preschool today, and we on the porch, my wife's taking a little video of him, telling him, hey, where are you going to school? Whose class you in? What's the name?
Awesome.
And then she's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And this is the first time he's ever answered it this way. He said, Phyllis, he wanted to be a pig trainer. He said he wants to play in the mud with the piggies and train the pigs. And I was
Nice.
It's like, where did that come from? You've never said that before. Everybody wants to be a pig trainer. So
nice.
Yeah, I'll show you the video.
Somebody's got to train the pigs.
Right.
Yeah, it's like I didn't know we trained the pigs, but okay.
Yeah, that's outstanding.
Yeah, well, no, they in pro ball they'd have a pig. There was a team that we played on. They'd have a pig that would deliver baseballs to the umpire. So there is.
All right.
Hey.
There are pig
All right,
trainers
Calvin,
out there. There you go.
There's your future, buddy.
Nice.
You want to be a pig trainer? I support it.
Oh, that's so fun.
That's awesome.
It's hilarious. They're 3 years old. They say the darndest things.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, just it's going.
Oh.
I believe it.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
I've what did Connor say the other day? Oh, he got kicked out of his neighbor's house because so my oldest is very competitive, and he lost in a video game. And so he was getting at this. His neighbor's 15 years old, and they hang out together. My Connor will be 7 in a couple weeks, and this kid beat him, and I guess apparently he was just like, oh, fuck you, going off on this kid that the kid's dad had to come downstairs and actually yelled at Connor and kicked him out. And he came home. I'm like, oh boy, like nope, that's like you said, don't be an asshole. Don't be an asshole.
Yep.
It's just it's kids are tough, especially when it's like at that young age.
Yeah, these young ages. It's a lot of fun. I mean, but it's tough too.
Right.
I mean, it's definitely not easy.
Well, and they just pick up everything, and there's just so many outlets now for them to get information, and it's just not always good.
Yep.
So
Well, guys, this has been incredible having you guys in here. Was there anything that we didn't get to that you guys wanted to cover?
I mean, we didn't discuss how much we were getting paid. No.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll be signing your checks after the camera turns.
Do good things and hang out with good people, and good things will happen.
Yeah.
Just like every instance, every time we have a shitty situation, just like the gas, run out of gas, you just turn it into lemonade.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how we roll.
that's awesome.
Well, before we get you out here, we end the show the same way every time. So
Play a little game. It's called the Tombstone Game. Okay. Ask individually. Here lies Shane. What does it say on your tombstone? Here lies Jen. What does it say on your tombstone?
take a second to think about it.
I'm saying what's on hers, or saying
No,
what's
you
on
say
mine?
what's on yours.
Shane. Wow, that fucker lived a long time.
I feel like I can't believe she lived that long.
Hopefully, right?
right next to each other.
No, I think it'd be something as simple as it was a good time.
Perfect.
It's good.
That's
all
awesome.
it needs to be. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button for us yet, please do so. That would help us out a ton. Pat and I have a goal of getting to 500 subscribers before the end of 2025. So hit that subscribe button for us. If you got anything out of the show or enjoyed it, share it with a friend. Click that like button as well. Comment what you thought below, and we'll see you next time.